negatives obviously being just you by yourself. Is the negatives just stress and the extra work, or has there been any kind of challenges? So it might help others. Like any pros and cons, obviously, but go for the cons where, because obviously you brought it up in the pest control groups. There's always these questions come up that I don't know if to work, go it alone. I'm working for a company. I don't know what to do, and it comes up time after time after time. It does on these groups. It does.
Whenever I'm on Facebook, I always see it. It's like, somebody who works for a company, they say, should I go self-employed? What are the pros? What are the cons?
Yeah.
And for someone who's been doing it for 2 years now, I could quite happily tell you what the pros are and I could tell you what the cons are. It's like anything in life, there are pros and cons. I think the problem is it's a bit of like a myth. When people think they're going to go self-employed, they think that everything's going to be rosy and everything's going to be amazing. You can just do what you want and you get more time to yourself. It's the complete opposite. That's what I found, is that actually I don't take any days off at the moment. I can't remember the last time I had a week or 2 weeks off. Now, admittedly, it's because I work with birds and it's a lifestyle. You're with them 7 days a week, and I've made that choice, and I'm happy with that. But if you take a day off when you're self-employed, you're not going to get paid for it, are you?
No, you're not.
I think that's a con. Obviously, everybody loves money, but if you take time off, you're not going to get paid.
You've got to build that bank
So I think that's
balance
a big one.
You've got to build the
What's
bank
that?
balance up. Get a big bank balance in the bank first. Build it
But
up.
how can you guarantee that? How can you guarantee it?
You can't. No, can't guarantee
You
it.
can't.
You can't.
I'll give you like an example. I worked my socks off, and I did a really good month. And then the month later, the turbo on my van went. And I'm quite open about this. By the time I'd had it fixed, and by the time I'd hired another van, now maybe this was a bad business choice. I don't know, but you got to live and learn. I was £5,000 down.
Goodness.
So
That's a lot.
I think for some people that would most probably take you out the game. This was like early days. This was like first 6 months.
Well, yeah, you're right. A lot of people that would have took out.
If you're just starting off on your own,
fighting the battle. You're still here. You are.
Oh, mate, you won't stop me. I get tired, but you won't stop me. That's for sure. But yeah, of course, the hardest part, I think, maybe when you're starting off on your own, and maybe you don't have all the connections or whatever it is finding your customers, and then doing a great job, and then keeping your customers. I think that's so important, and that can be a challenge sometimes.
I'll tell you what, that is something my dad always said, because we a lot of our wasp nest customers, not all of them, but a lot of them are people that say, "Oh, Mr. So and So, I did a wasp nest for us 2 years ago," and we get a lot of repeat business with regards to wasp nests. But I'm not saying which companies, but there are companies, big companies out there that they basically try and get the highest price they can,
right,
or don't do the job properly, etc., and they lose the customers. Whereas we'd rather do a good job and try and keep that customer happy than they ring us or they recommend you. And that is always try and keep them happy, even if it's not. Always try and keep them happy, because they'll recommend you or they'll come back to you in the future. And it can happen where sometimes someone's done a what, not saying obviously who, over the years, has done a wasp nest and it's not worked, and they rang them back to get them back and they won't come back or they won't answer the phone, whereas we will return to fix the problem.